Hi everyone, welcome to CrossKids. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend and being able to enjoy the beautiful weather that we have outside.
Hi everyone.
Hey Theo.
Hi. Almost there. Got it. Okay. Oh, whew. I'm always climbing things because I'm little and I don't have I have short legs. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you, Theo?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. Hi everyone.
Have you been able to go outside and enjoy the nice weather?
Yes, I ran around the church and then it was hot and then I came in and I took a nap.
Oh, today?
Yesterday.
Do you do anything today?
No, you woke me up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Hi.
Hi. Do you want to play a game, Theo?
Okay, I love games.
All right. So in this game, you have to do exactly what I say when I say it.
Okay.
Okay. You guys can play too if you want. All right. So Theo, wave to everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Jump up and down 3 times.
1, 2, 3.
Pat your head and rub your belly.
Oh. I have short arms. That's not fair.
Jump to the right. Jump to the left. Wave to everybody.
Hello.
Jump up and down 3 times.
1, 2, 3.
Rub your head and pat your belly. Jump to the right.
Stop telling me what to do.
You didn't like me telling you what to do?
No.
Why not?
Because, you know what? You know how you're always talking about Disney princesses and stuff?
Aren't you the one usually talking about the Disney princess?
Yes.
Okay.
Shush. I'm telling you what to do. How do you like it? So anyway, you know that Snow White lady? She made bad choices too.
Oh. You want to tell us about Snow White?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so the story of Snow White. Once upon a time, there was this girl named Snow White. That's the title. And she lived with her evil stepmom, who was the evil queen. And the evil queen was always looking in this mirror, and it was a magical mirror. Hang on. Kind of like this one. And she was always looking. Oh, and hello. Now I know why she was always looking in. Look at this handsome person. How are you? I am fine. Thank you for asking. Okay. So she was always asking the mirror who was the fairest in the land. And the mirror was always like, you are, because you are. And then one day, Snow White grew up and she was singing la la la. And this prince, I think, heard her and they fell in love. And then the queen find out and she's all mad. And then she asked the mirror who's the fairest of them all. I think she would ask her like every day or maybe like twice a day. And one day the mirror was like, Snow White is the fairest of them all. And this made the queen super angry. So she hired this dude to, kill Snow White, because that's how this story's headed. And the guy takes her out into the woods, but he couldn't kill her. So she runs away and she finds this house with little people stuff in it. And naturally, she's like, I should probably clean it up and stay here and take a nap. But she's like, this bed's too soft and this bed's too hard, but this bed's just right. And she falls asleep. And then these little dwarves come and find her. Because they live at the house, and they're like, wow, you did such a good job cleaning up, you could stay. So she's staying with the dwarves, hiding from the evil queen, and the dwarves have to go to work and whistle. They tell Snow White, don't talk to any strangers, and they leave, la 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 la. And naturally, the evil queen disguises herself as this old lady and comes to talk to Snow White, and she wasn't supposed to talk to her, but she did anyway, and the evil queen gave her an apple, and she eats it, yum, and it puts her to sleep. And the dwarves come home and find her, and they think she is dead. So instead of burying her, they put her in a glass box. Don't know if there was holes in it so she could breathe, but because she's not really dead, but she is in an eternal slumber. So they put her in a glass box and they put her out in the woods because they're dwarves. And then like a whole year later, the prince, he's walking along because he finds that she's dead. I don't know why it took him a whole year. And he sees the glass box and he gets the idea that it would be a good thing to kiss her because she's been dead for a whole year. I don't get it. And he kisses her and she wakes up and she's like, oh, that was a nice nap. Let's get married. And they live happily ever after. The end.
Thank you for telling us about Snow White, Theo.
You're welcome.
That was great. Your story actually goes very well with the lesson that I was going to be teaching today.
Oh, good.
Today we're going to be learning about Adam and Eve.
Oh.
Do you know who Adam and Eve are?
Apples.
They're apples?
They ate apples.
Yes. Were they supposed to eat the apple?
Yes.
No.
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 Nice try.
Okay.
So in the beginning, when God created the whole entire earth, he created the light and the darkness. He separated day from night and created the sun, the moon, and the stars. God created water and the sky. And then he created land to come out of the water. And then animals in the water.
Yeah.
Land animals, birds to fly in the sky.
I'm an animal.
Yeah. And then lastly, God created man.
Oh.
And his name was Adam.
Adam.
And Adam named all the animals. So Adam named your family
Theo.
Rabbit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he named you a rabbit. And he named all of the animals. And Adam noticed that he was lonely.
Aww.
And he didn't have someone like the rabbits. There were at least 2 of them. So they had friends. But Adam didn't have anyone. So God created Eve from Adam's rib.
Eve. It
means mother of all living. Because she was the first mom.
Okay.
And then Adam had someone to spend time with. And God gave Adam and Eve this beautiful garden to live in. And they had Adam and Eve take care of all the animals and take care of all the plants and all the trees. And in the middle of the garden, there was this one tree, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And God told Adam and Eve that they were not allowed to eat from that one tree.
No.
Right.
Don't touch it.
So God gave them a choice.
Right.
Okay. He didn't make them. He just told them that was bad. They shouldn't do it. And if they did, then they were going to die.
Oh, no.
So he told them what the consequence was.
Right.
And he warned them.
Don't
and Adam
do
and
it.
Eve listened.
Yeah.
So they took care of all the trees.
Okay.
Well, one day, Eve was in the garden, and she was near the middle of the garden where the tree of the knowledge of good and evil was.
Don't do it.
And she was looking at the tree.
Uh-oh.
And there was a snake, a serpent. And the snake came down, and they could talk, kind of like you, Theo.
Oh, everyone like me.
Yeah. So the snake said to Eve,
Uh-huh.
"Oh, doesn't that tree look just so yummy? Why don't you have some?"
Okay.
And Eve said, "Well..."
No, don't do it.
Yeah, Eve said, "God told us that we're not supposed to eat from that tree. We're not even supposed to touch it."
Yeah.
But did God tell them not to touch it? No, he just said not to eat it. Because if they ate it, then they would die.
Oh, okay.
So Eve sort of added on to what God had said, which is never good. We should never add on to what God says or take away from what he says.
Uh-huh.
Because what he says is perfect.
Uh-huh.
Well, the serpent said, "I don't know. Do you really think that's true? Do you really think if you touch the apple or you eat that apple or that piece of fruit that you're going to die?"
Well, now he's confusing me.
Yeah, and he confused Eve too, and she kind of thought about it.
Uh-oh.
And then she had a choice to make.
Don't do it?
Should she obey God and stay away from that tree?
Yes.
Or would something really bad happen? Maybe she could just have one bite. It wouldn't be a big deal. What choice do you think you would make?
Everybody loves apples.
I would hope that I would choose to obey God.
Kind of want an apple now.
But Eve didn't obey God. And she took the apple.
Don't do it.
She saw that it looked delicious. Actually, we don't know if it was an apple, but the fruit. She took that piece of fruit and she ate it. And then she looked and she said, oh, wow, I'm not dead. Maybe God was just joking. And she went to Adam and she said, here, you have some.
Yummy.
And Adam had a choice. Obey God. God told him not to eat that fruit. Or his wife did it and she's still alive. So it probably won't hurt him either. And so Adam took it and he ate the fruit too.
Yum.
And after they had eaten the fruit, their eyes were open and they realized that they weren't wearing any clothes. And so they went and hid. And later in the day, when God would normally come to spend time with them, isn't that awesome? God came every day and spent time with them. They walked in the garden together.
Hi, God.
That they hid, and when God came, he said, Adam, where are you?
Over here.
And they were afraid to come out.
Oh.
Why do you think they were afraid to come out?
Why are you looking at me?
Because they knew they had done something wrong, and they were feeling guilty inside. They knew things weren't the same as they had been before because they had disobeyed God. They had made a wrong choice.
Yeah.
And they said, well, we don't have any clothes on, God, so I'm just going to stay back here. And God said, well, how did you know that? No one told you.
Ew.
And did God know why?
Yes.
Yeah, he knew what happened. But he was giving Adam and Eve the chance to tell the truth now. They had another choice. Are they going to lie to God or are they going to tell him the truth?
Confess.
That's always the best choice.
Yeah.
Is to confess and to tell the truth. After everything, Adam blamed Eve that they ate the fruit. Eve blamed the serpent or the snake.
No.
And so God cursed everybody. He made the snake, they used to have feet.
What?
Yeah.
That's a funny looking snake, like a centipede snake?
Yeah, kind of.
Weird.
And there are actually, side note, there are actually some snakes that have these little legs that don't do anything.
What?
Yeah. And
you're making that up.
No, I'm not.
What is it, the Discovery Channel?
I guess so.
No.
It's the Bible.
Copyright.
The Bible is all-encompassing.
Oh, okay.
Well, anyway, so they used to have legs, and God cursed snakes so that they had to slide on their bellies now in the dirt.
Slither.
And then Eve was cursed where she was going to be in pain when you have a baby.
Ouch.
And then Adam was cursed. Man was cursed where now when we work, it's not going to be fun.
We get all sweaty.
Yeah, we get all sweaty. We get hurt sometimes. It's hard work. Yeah. It's not fun. Whereas before, when Adam and Eve took care of the garden, it was fun. They enjoyed it. It wasn't hard.
Okay.
So they were cursed. And then the worst thing was, Theo, God banished them from the Garden of Eden. They weren't allowed in that garden anymore because there was another special tree in there. And it was the tree of life. And if you ate it, you'd live forever.
Ooh.
And God didn't want Adam and Eve to live forever in sin.
Oh, okay.
So he sent them out of the garden so that they wouldn't eat that fruit.
Gotcha.
And then you'd say, Sister Krystal, well, that's a really sad story.
Yeah.
Is that the end?
Is it?
It's not the end.
Oh, okay.
Just like in your story, Snow White, she was beautiful and she was young. And she didn't do anything to deserve to have the queen hate her.
Oh, okay.
The queen just hated her because she was prettier than the queen.
Right.
And the queen had that mirror, and the mirror kept telling the queen that she wasn't the prettiest, and it was making her become insecure and jealous. And so Snow White really didn't do anything. Right. Just like Eve hadn't done anything to the serpent, and we know that Satan was in the form of the serpent. And Satan hated God. So he was using God's creation to try to hurt God back.
Oh.
Right.
Right.
And also like Snow White, when she was at the dwarf's house, they told her not to talk to strangers. But she didn't listen. She made a wrong choice. She could have listened and not talked to anyone, but instead she chose to talk to that old woman. And
Don't do it.
I know. And then she ate that apple.
Oh, no.
And then she fell asleep.
Right.
But just like in the story of Snow White, the prince comes and wakes her up. We have our own prince that one day is going to come back.
Whoa.
And he's not just going to ride us off into the sunset. He's going to save us. He came already and died on the cross so that if we accept him, we can live forever. Even though we haven't eaten that fruit, we can live forever. And he's going to come again and bring us to live in his palace in heaven.
Yay.
Do you know who that prince is?
Yes.
Who?
Jesus.
Jesus.
Aha.
If we confess our sins and believe that Jesus is Lord and accept him as our Savior,
Uh-huh.
then the story doesn't have to have a sad ending.
Yay.
He will rescue us and we'll be able to go live in heaven forever with him.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that awesome?
Exciting stuff.
I love it.
Love it.
Well, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Have a wonderful week. Bye guys.